ladies and gentlemen. We are the Millie Goats. It is episode 417. It is July 22nd, 2026. We're actually time traveling right now. We're recording this early. We're on vacation. It is Happy National Mango Day. Shout out Chris Kattan. He played Mango on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if you remember that, but we have got a very special guest on our show, a recurring guest, a guy who is a football fanatic just like us, loves football, can't wait for football. Got some stuff moving around, changing a little bit of his shows, and a true sports fan, a Green Bay Packers fan. You know we're doing the divisional tours for the NFL right now. It is Izac from the Fun Sports podcast. Got his Green Bay Packers stuff on. Formerly the Fun Football podcast. I'll let him describe that here in a little bit. But dude? We're talking before the show, and you and I can just go and talk about it. Doesn't matter. You get on here and we just go. We're talking about Magic the Gathering. We're talking about football. We're talking about just anything from A to Z. And it doesn't have to be forced. It's just we get on here and we go. How you doing, dude?
Good, man. At the end of my summer, I'm a teacher. I go back soon, but yeah, I decided to rebrand to Fun Sports because I was like, man, I really want to start talking NBA and UFC. And honestly, I mean, I know I've been stepping on your territory a little, but occasionally golf, like Rory McIlroy, what he did this year.
No, dude, you're not stepping on mine at all. I want you to.
I didn't fix it. Stupid. I changed the name 3 times. Yeah, it should say Fun Sports. Sorry, Twitter's being stupid, but you can see the new logo.
There you go.
I thought this was great. Med loved it. He even let me keep the green and yellow. He's wearing the Walter Payton.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, I didn't fix it. I changed it to 21. I'm Charles Woodson. It hasn't updated yet.
Okay.
So
all right.
I made a new one because it didn't the 12 and 13. But yeah. So Fun Sports.
I see.
I decided to go Charles Woodson. He's my favorite Packer.
There you go.
He went Walter Payton. Obviously, we're gonna be talking a lot of football, through the fall. It'll be 95% football. But even like right now, LeBron, me and you were just talking about LeBron's dragging out free agency. And I decided I wanted to open up to some basketball, a little UFC, and have some fun with it.
That's all. Again, you're a guy who's always fun to have on.
Yeah, you guys talk multiple sports. I love it.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about too. Like it's just so much fun. But I love you're a guy that gets on here and you don't have any trouble. You've got a great presence on the camera, on the mic. You've got a lot to say, it's good stuff. It's really like I love having you on because, like I said, we just get on here and we get going. Let me ask you this: for those of you we're not into the show that quick, but for those of you who can't see, we've got his new logo up. He has a newer version, but it's the Fun Sports Podcast. Go follow him on Twitter. Are you changing it to @FunFootballPodcast, or is it going to Fun Sports Podcast? The handle are you keeping though? What's the deal there?
I'm gonna change them all to Fun Sports Pod. I think
okay.
It's available, and I'm gonna work on an LLC soon because I've got some other stuff on the
love that
on the agenda coming. I think me and my dad are gonna do a fantasy football one, solely fantasy football.
Yep.
I think me and him are gonna chat, but I think we're gonna start it Sunday mornings because he's gotten so into Dynasty. He traded back into this draft. We're in this Dynasty league together, and I messed my team up last year, but I got 2 first-round picks this year.
I remember that. You told me about
that. We're 2 Dynasty leagues. Josh Allen was great. He was a little up and down. Taylor was awesome, but then Brian Thomas Jr. tanked my team.
Horrible.
And Saquon was such a step down from the year before. Terrible. I actually flipped. I kept Allen, and I flipped Jonathan Taylor for a first, a second, and Omarion Hampton. And then I flipped Saquon for 2 seconds and Monangai. So I went young.
Bears.
Yeah. So I went super young. So I'm hoping he is an fringe RB2, but I hauled up on picks and I flipped Brian Thomas Jr. and I went young at receiver. I've got Matthew. I'm hoping they pan out. Other than Sutton, I've got Matthew Golden, Troy Franklin,
Cortland Sutton's ranked higher than Lamar Jackson in the NFL 100.
Yeah, I'm hoping the youth pans out, but we're going to do a fantasy football podcast too. So this one's going to be solely sports. I'm super excited. It's going to still have you can tell by the image, it's going to have a high football theme. But Med's permanently doing it with me. So I was like,
that's great.
Med's the best. And
yeah, he's awesome.
We got to do the Packer Bear angle because, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's like oil and water. It's natural. That's all you have to see.
He's one of my favorite people. So other than when the Bears win, I love him. So,
Yeah, he's a fan though. Well, did you? So, I mean, this whole episode is gonna be strictly like football, NFC North. I do have to ask you. I didn't put the picture up here of the top 10 quarterbacks from the executives, coaches, and
Ooh, let me pull it up. Let's see what we got. So top 10 QBs. Yeah, I remember seeing this.
Here, I got it. I can put it up here real quick.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at this sucker. If
How
Caleb
did I
Williams
do
is
that?
higher than Jordan Love, I'm gonna have some issues.
I don't know how I just did that, but here we go. Look at that. I'm learning. I hope that didn't cancel my other stuff. But anyways, here's the top 10. We talked about this the other day, and I'm disgusted for one because Brock Purdy's not on here naturally. It's Josh Allen, Mahomes, Stafford, Burrow, Lamar, Dak, Herbert, May, Goff, Caleb Williams. This is from the coaches and the executives, by the way, and the scouts. So
if this was 2 years ago, I know Mahomes, like by respect, you got to have him high.
Legacy. That's a legacy pick.
But what has he done the last 2 years?
His stats are terrible. Let's call it what it is.
In my fantasy, okay. This is a terrible one, but I buy it every year for fun.
Oh, I love it.
It's
phenomenal.
I bought it since I was 10 years old. I played fantasy for almost 30 years now.
Mm-hmm.
They've got, so hopefully they don't get mad that I'm spilling their secrets, but I believe they've got Patrick Mahomes. Let's look. He's 15th in fantasy rankings.
Because he doesn't put up the stats.
And he's going to miss part. I don't think he's going to be 100 by week 1. I know he keeps saying it.
I've been having that argument with people, and it's what I do for a living, right? I'm a physical therapist. I rehab people, right?
Yeah.
That I could see him being out there strictly because he's not a running back or receiver. He's not having to cut everywhere. They can make an offense where it's pick and pop. I don't believe he will be. I think it'll still be a couple weeks before he actually plays because the last thing you want to do is put him out there because typically with ACLs, it's about 13 months before you feel everybody's going to try to make it like he's, oh my gosh, he's way ahead of schedule. He's a freak athlete. Nobody's ever done it like him before. Like they're going to paint this picture of how he's just supernatural and nobody's ever done this before, so they can create that narrative. But science is science. 13 months is when people generally feel like they're back to 100%. So anyways, that's just my thing. But anyway, where are you at on this list before we get into the NFC North?
Well, how do you feel about Josh Allen one? I like that. Are you good with that?
I think of importance to his team, without him, they suck. The Bills are a joke. Like they are literally a joke. I think the Chiefs would be competitive in their division even without Mahomes. And I'm not saying that it's just a hot take. Andy Reid's just that good of a coach.
I'm good with Stafford being Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford's good.
If you're going off last year and adding a little legacy in, I'd probably, even with his age, I'd probably have Stafford too.
He always has the stats to back it up. You can't argue it.
And last year, he freaking ripped it with Devontae. And Devontae was pretty much just a red zone target. His yards.
Everybody knew.
But with him and Nakua and Corum started coming on, you had almost a two-headed monster in the backfield.
And the 3 tight ends are 13 personnel.
Unless they must have really bought into Ty Simpson, and I know this isn't an NFC West one, but I was shocked they took Simpson because to me there was receivers there that I thought they were going to take because they needed a third receiver to spell Devontae into having the slot. It would have made that offense just ridiculous. And it already is, but it would have made that offense even more potent. And then they went in for Myles Garrett and they went in on McDuffie and they landed Watson. So they addressed all their needs. The only
thing secondary sucked last year.
It did. And getting Garrett, they look by far and away the
Aaron Donald might come back.
Huh? Yeah. Even if he's a spot player, like just playing passing downs or playing even if you only had him playing third downs, that defensive line with him and Byron Young and probably the best defensive player in the league in Myles Garrett is good. I've got the Rams ahead of Seattle.
That's disgusting. I'm sick of you already.
You get Myles Garrett.
I don't care. I'm not in. No, I will not admit it. No.
And I know the Chiefs make these trades and they usually look sort of good after because they always pick well, but they haven't been picking well recently. So I think the Chiefs are in for a regression. We'll talk about them later. But
I agree. Okay,
I would put Stafford 2. Jackson wasn't really that great last year. I'm okay with
No.
those two. Dak, to me, is a great regular season QB, but I'd have Drake May ahead of him. He just made a Super Bowl. What has Dak done?
Exactly. What's he done?
What has Jared Goff done? He didn't even look like stats wise, he puts him up, but he's really struggled under pressure again last year.
Every
I'd
time.
have Brock Purdy. I'm looking at the QBs.
Love that. Thank you. Respect.
I would have Jordan Love top 10, man. I would drop.
Honestly, I'm not out Baker Mayfield. Where's he at?
Baker kind of tailed off last year hard, but he was hurt. And the
If he
receiving
gets
core
hurt,
was
he's
hurt.
dead.
I'm going to see if he's hit that wall because he's a weird hot. He's like the hot and cold QB of the NFL. When it's hot, he is on freaking fire. When it's cold, man, it's a lemonade on a 100-degree day with a bunch of ice in it. He's terrible. Like, it's an on-off switch, man. It's so weird. There's almost no in between with this guy. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Mike Evans is gone, but they still got a lot of receivers. Let's see how Baker does this year. Love to me was top 10. You can already argue Caleb was. I would have Caleb and Love ahead of Goff for me.
Yeah.
Love was awesome last year. Caleb is a highlight reel in the making. If he gets more accurate, he's going to be scary. I would have personally dropped Dak and Herbert down and Goff.
Yeah.
And I would throw Brock Purdy and Jordan Love up. I'd have Purdy would probably be 6. I'm okay with that top 5, just in different order. I'd probably put Purdy 6. No, actually, that's not true. May needs to move up. So Purdy would be 7. I'd have Jordan Love 8, Caleb 9, and then Dak or somebody else 10.
I'd probably have
I don't like the back half of that top 10 at all.
The 10 spot would be probably either Sam Darnold.
Darnold was good.
Darnold was great last year. I mean, come on
really
now.
Was.
Super Bowl champ. I don't like to admit that. I hate the Seahawks, but Super Bowl champ. But I would put either Darnold or Baker at number 10.
Me too. I mean, honorable mention, if you're just going off last year's, I hate to admit it, but Lawrence had a really good year.
Yeah.
He did.
But he's
so did Bo Nix, but they're not below for me.
They choke, man. That's the thing. You've seen Brock Purdy do it. Like, you've seen Brock Purdy bring his team back in the divisional round and the NFC Championship. Say whatever you want. The dude plays. He's going to have if he plays like he did the past year, he's going to have the highest NFL passer rating in history. People don't understand that.
And that's why I give more credence to what he's doing, because he did it with a beat up receiver core last year.
Nobody.
And for me, that's why Jordan Love went up. The only reason you could have him down is because of the injuries. But he was more steady than people want to recognize last year. And he did it with, to me, nothing even close to a number 1. And that's another reason why I like Purdy, because I'm looking at his stats right now. Let's see what he did last year. He was a wagon when he was in.
They didn't have, Kittle got hurt eventually. He's
out there. They have
Pearsall on one leg. Demarcus Robinson. What are we talking about?
It was basically just Christian McCaffrey. Purdy had 20 TDs. He did have 10 picks. And Mac Jones was good when he went in.
Mac Jones was good.
But Purdy was pretty good with a pretty subpar supporting cast. Juwan Jennings was decent, but not as good as he was.
Juwan Jennings was hurt.
The best receiver was McCaffrey. He had 100 freaking catches last year for almost 1,000 yards.
They had the worst separation in the NFL as far as a receiver group. They were awful.
Tonges and Kittle were good at tight end, and McCaffrey made up for their lack of speed at receiver. And hopefully, Mike, I'm curious your thoughts on Mike. I know we got to talk NFC West. Yeah. How do you expect one more vintage season from Mike Evans?
Yeah, I think
he's slipped a little.
They need he's a red zone guy. Like, that's.
So you think it's going to be like Devontae?
They have had so much trouble in the red zone the past few years. Shanahan, like, they kick field goals. They kick 1 billion field goals, right? That adds another piece. Now you've got Evans, Kittle, McCaffrey. Choose who you want to guard, because you can't guard all of them. Like, you just can't. I think the sole reason they got him is for the red zone. That's it. That's what I think they brought him in for.
Yeah, so, I think you're right. I think there's a chance he has another 1,000-yard season, and it's probably the last one. But I mean, this guy's been ridiculous. So if he's healthy, who knows? Yeah.
Oh yeah. But
he's a beast.
It'll be fun. So I think I would change the back half of this. Those are easily. Lamar. I don't know. Is he a top 5? I don't know. I'd probably.
I would put May up there because even though he sucked in the playoffs, he got there. He got to the Super Bowl.
He went to the
Like
Super
it's
Bowl.
a
Like
team
Lamar
game.
has never done that. Like,
That's what I was talking to Met about. He's like, give me Caleb over Love, and I was like, Love was better in that playoff game. He didn't have a great third quarter, but his defense sucked, and his coach choked it away. And Caleb made a few highlight reel throws, but he either misses wildly or has a great, amazing play because he can extend with his legs.
Caleb
and we'll
Williams
see
still
how
he has a 50% completion percentage.
Yeah, see, that's why I would put
that matters. And they're not playing a last place schedule this year.
And supporting cast matter. The Lions have a ridiculous supporting cast. The Bears have a pretty good one and better coach. That's why I would knock Goff down, because you saw what happened when the defense gets banged up and the interior of the line isn't great in Detroit.
And Goff, I'm going to go over that too later for the NFC.
Goff starts to struggle. I know we're going to talk a lot of NFC North. So yeah, Goff, to me, I would have him third in the QBs in the NFC North right now.
Oh, I like that.
I would. I trust him the least.
Okay.
I would. Right. I don't see it. You got to limit. There's a ceiling with him, man. We're gonna talk
100%. If you can't protect him, it's curtains, dude. Like it's curtains. He's horrible whenever he gets pressure. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
we're already 20 minutes in, and we're like,
all right, my bad. We always do this.
No, this is why I wanted you on. Like, I love it. It's just, the world at this point, the World Cup's over. The golf majors are over. Like, we're in sports purgatory. I think the NFL flag football championship is going to be what will be next or this weekend.
The Open this weekend?
The Open's going. The Open's currently, well, since we're recording this in the future, I'm watching the Open Championship right now. It's going to end. Congratulations to whoever won it. But then after that, there is literally, I think the Little League World Series might start. The flag football stuff might start. The Canadian Football League's been on, so that's been kind of getting us ready.
This is see movies time. It's purgatory.
Yeah, this is spend time with your family before football gets back. Go do what you want to do. Like,
who do you? I know it's going to come out after. Shoot, I shouldn't. Who do you think wins? It'll be who won. Who do you think wins the World Cup?
Oh, congratulations to the winner. I'm going to congratulate Argentina. Same. Argentina, way to go. You did it. You're the Chiefs. You're the Chiefs of soccer. As much as everybody wants you to lose, it's rigged and you can't possibly lose. You just hang around every match until the very end, and then there's some questionable calls, and they go your way, and you have, quote-unquote, the best player in the world, and nobody wants to see him lose, and I'm sure Taylor Swift is an Argentina fan. Great job, Argentina. You did it. Congratulations.
She probably is. She'll go rap Argentina. Her and Kelsey will go rap Argentina. It'll be like, oh, look at that. You're not rooting for America. That's
right.
I thought England, seriously, like I get it. Like, you got up 1-0, but against that team, I didn't like their strategy the last.
Oh my gosh.
I've been watching. Like, my buddy's like, what are you, a World Cup expert now? I was like, no, but I just didn't like the strategy in that game. No. Now, it's in hindsight, they lost, but I think you're playing behind the ball too early, and they made 3 huge defensive subs at like the 55, 60-minute mark, and that's just too much time to play with a team like Argentina.
Yeah, they turtled. They literally just they packed the ball and went home. They turtled over on their backs. It was disgusting.
Do that. Go up 2-0 and then play turtle. Don't do it with just a 1-goal lead. No. That's too risky, man.
Don't do that.
I didn't like it at all.
Apparently they brought the coach in to be like, oh, this guy's different. We're going to be aggressive. They get ahead and then they just go whoop. They shrinkage. They Seinfeld shrinkage themselves.
They were in the pool. Lose. They did. I felt bad. I wanted them to win, but the way when I was watching, I was like, I'm going to be shocked if Argentina doesn't tie this up. They were getting too many good opportunities for, especially that second half, but even in the first half, they had like 4 other good chances at goals at least. And it was like, if England doesn't figure this out quick, they're going to lose. After that tackle, it was like all the momentum just went Argentina's way, but that's what they do. They put pressure on you, but you can't just go and retreat that early, man. It's just, I have lots of thoughts on that too, but you play with fire, you're going to get burned sometimes. So
I think they did it to themselves. Like, it was like what are you doing? Everybody could see it. It's like they're just trying. You think you're going to keep Argentina, who scored in stoppage time to take the lead in every single knockout round.
That's just scoring, too risky.
that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're going to
And
be the
then
ones, England.
not only did they blow the lead, they gave up 2 goals, and I was like, "Damn." And then you can't just, put your foot back on the gas that quick. They only had, like, 7 minutes to figure it out, so it is what it happens, man.
in their face.
Do you do you wanna rank the teams, or you wanna hit the questions? What do you wanna do here for the NFC
So
North?
so we're gonna do a little preview. We're gonna talk about, okay, who did what,
Heck yeah,
and then I'm gonna ask you a few questions before we start,
heck yeah.
before we get into the actual questions. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull up our graph here because we're gonna fill this out as we go.
Oh,
Um,
I love it, I love it.
we've got 6 questions that we like to ask because we've been doing this. So I want you to, first of all, we've done the AFC South, the NFC South, and the AFC North. So we've picked the AFC South. We had the Texans winning that. I don't think the Jaguars are the first place scheduled to be able to do it. I think the Texans are just freaking. I don't think CJ Stroud's going to have that bad of a year again. So we picked the Texans. The NFC South, we picked the Saints because their schedule is just. It's a laughing stock how easy their schedule is. And then we settled on the Bengals to win the AFC North. So far, do you agree with our picks?
Ooh, Bengals win the North.
They're plus money, by the way. The Ravens are
I
favored.
just don't like that defense. Weirdly, I gotta tell you, I think I'd pick. I don't even love them, but I liked some of the spots they filled. I think I might go Pittsburgh.
Really? I know they got
I
Pittman.
just Rodgers is washed, but you've got Dowdle and Warren at running back. You brought in Pittman, which is a perfect complement to me to DK because he can just
Yeah.
cover the slot.
They've got
And then
7
you've still
tight
got
ends,
solid
obviously.
tight end play. I feel like they've got the best defense. Now it depends on TJ Watt stays healthy. I don't like the Bengals. If the defense is better than expected, I totally ride with you, Cincinnati. Because if Burrow's, it's 2 things. Is Burrow healthy? Is the defense just not a complete laughing stock? But they gave up
I know they got rid of Hendrickson, but they got Dexter
that
Lawrence.
hurts.
They got Boye Mafe. They did a
They
lot of
did
work with their
that
defensive
should
line.
that should help the defensive line. Their secondary still scares me bad. It's like the Rams knew, we talked about earlier, the Rams knew that DB was a weakness, and then they address it, and then they doubled down and got Myles Garrett. The Bengals defense, if it can just take a jump to not laughable, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I
think
think
they
right
can.
now I'd lean Steelers because Mike McCarthy is still a decent regular season coach. So
Yeah. That's fair. I think
they
you'd
could
be fine
easily
to
get
pick.
9-10 wins.
I think the Ravens coming in with, they got voted the best roster in football last year, and then, oh no, everything fell apart. Turns out they weren't, and and now their roster is like top 10 or so. I don't know. It's just I'm sick of the Ravens.
I don't
They won't.
see it. I think they're going to struggle without Harbaugh, and not that he was, super special, but I think he's going to help the Giants. And Henry's getting older. Lamar is
But I think this coach is
now.
going to be. I think this coach is a defensive guy, mentor, right? I
Yeah.
think.
So their
I think.
defense
I think this is going to be the Derrick Henry show, not
better
the
be.
Lamar showcase show.
If it's the Lamar is the secondary running back, and Henry's scaring you, so then Jackson can use his legs, then that offense is going to be scary, and Lamar needs to take a step back. The running game needs to be first to protect that defense and to
Yes.
protect Lamar. And if they are smart and do that, they could ride. If Henry's got it, they could ride him all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
If they're smart. So we're gonna figure that. We're gonna see because Henry's a special dude. Even at 32, he's
100%. He's a freak. It's always this. You always get into the playoffs and watch the Ravens, and like they're trying to change the narrative. It's all about changing the narrative around Lamar. He's a pocket passer. He can be,
get off there. Lean on Derrick Henry. He'll ride you. You can ride him all the way to a Super Bowl if you're
How many
smart.
times have they blown it in the AFC champion or the late in the playoffs where it's just like they keep trying to let Lamar throw the ball? It's like, what are you doing?
And they scapegoat the coach, but it's like Lamar, as good as he is, and he, you could use some more receivers. I get it. Flowers is decent. Andrews, I don't trust him, and they lost likely. But at the same point, Lamar is really he takes a massive step back in the playoffs to me. And there's just always something with the guy, man.
Yep.
Like it wasn't as much his fault the last couple times, but it's like Allen, seriously, this year, to me, he had all the excuses in the world, and he just crapped the bed against Denver. That was bad. Like, It was against Denver, right? When the fumble.
Josh Allen. Yeah, it was the fumble
that was
before the
awful.
half.
That was a bad look.
The late throw interception over the middle late. Like it was. Yeah, it was terrible.
He lost him that game. Like unfortunately, QB can lose it for him.
And got his coach fired. And
he did. And yep, that one's yep.
So
it's crazy.
Okay.
Man. So all right. So you took. Okay, that I like that. You took Cincy. I like it.
NFC North, buddy. Yep, we took Cincy.
Okay, let's do it.
We're gonna make a parlay. We're gonna try to remember all of the division winners we picked. It's New Orleans, Houston, Cincinnati so far. And if it hits, we're gonna buy. I don't know what we're gonna do. So the NFC North last year, the Bears 2025 champs. Some of this is a wild thought that I know that's disgusting. You're a Packers fan. It actually makes me smile to watch you squirm on camera, to watch your heart and soul just leave your body right now.
I have a heart attack right now.
That's because Bears fans are insufferable now because like, oh, we got the quarterback. I'm like, I watched your quarterback. He does nothing.
Like Lions fans, they're killing me. Yeah,
it's awful. It's awful. Anyway, so this is the only division I think where they had 4 returning head coaches. I was doing the numbers. I was like, AFC West, okay, Raiders, we know they have. NFC West, Cardinals. AFC North, 2 new coaches. NFC North, you still have LaFleur, you still have McConnell or O'Connell. What's his name? O'Connell, whatever.
Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell. Why did I say McConnell?
No, you're good.
Campbell and
Johnson.
Ben Johnson. Okay, so then AFC North, you have 2 new coaches. AFC East, you have McDermott was out, so boom. NFC East, you had
and Jets, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Complete revamp. NFC East, you had the Commanders had the same coach, Cowboys had the same coach, Giants have a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to the South, Saleh in Tennessee, new coach. NFC
Cardinals
South, you had
West.
And NFC South, you had Stefanski to the so.
Oh yeah, and the Falcons, and then the NFC West, you got the Cardinals.
Yep. So every single division has a new coach except for the NFC North.
And honestly, if Minnesota's QB is decent,
how about that?
This is the other thing is I think this division is more wide open than any other. The AFC North is the other one where I can't see Cleveland winning it, but any of those other 3 you can make an argument for. In this division, I'm not sure if I fully buy Minnesota, but you could try to make an argument for any of the 4 teams winning it, which is kind of wild. Yeah. I got to go look at the I think the Packers are still the over under.
I've got it all. We're gonna.
Oh yeah. All right.
I got it all pulled up. So
heck yeah.
The NFC North. So I mean, and then one of the big moves. I'll do a little preview here. Kyler to the Vikings, obviously, but here's some of the stuff that happened. You had Chicago. Their secondary sucked, so they signed Kobe Bryant and then Neville Gallimore on the defensive front. The Detroit Lions, they went straight to the offensive line. They moved Penei Sewell to left tackle, drafted Blake Miller, signed Cade Mays as a center. So they revamped their offensive line like you were talking about. They took an edge rusher in the second round. The Packers went defense. They signed a couple of free agents. You could probably speak more of that than me.
I got you.
And then the Vikings, their big thing was they brought in Kyler Murray, and then they made a really weird draft pick out of Florida State or whatever that guy's name was.
They really did. That was a very, very strange draft pick.
He hadn't played in like a year. And then the Lions got a new offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing. So that's kind of some of the moves in the NFC North. Like now, you're an NFC North guy. You pay attention to this division more than me. So right off the bat, what's your initial? Where are you at going into the season with the NFC North?
So I just looked at the over-unders. Packers are tied with the Lions. I know you're going to go for that in a minute. The Packers, I didn't love how many guys they lost, but I was okay with some of the positions. Receiver, I was hoping they bring in a vet. They're banking on Christian Watson staying healthy. I actually traded back for Matthew Golden after they let Dubs go and they traded Wicks because they kind of paved the way. They paid Watson and Reed, who have both been a little injury prone. I like Reed when healthy. Watson when healthy looks like a potential one, especially last year.
Yeah.
And I think they're banking on Tucker Kraft, who looked like a superstar in the making last year. And that's not biased.
I forgot about him. He tore his ACL.
He was killer last year. So he was awesome. Yeah, he looked like a George Kittle in the making, man. He was
He
freaking
was
awesome.
angry after catching the ball. Like he was a
He was a
load when he
beast.
caught the
He
ball.
was our number one, and then we had a low, and then Watson kind of took the mantle and played great down the stretch, earned himself a big contract. I think an overpay. The Packers, I was cool with letting Quay Walker go at linebacker. They brought in Zaire Franklin. I kind of like the move, actually. He's a little older. I
Yeah.
did not like them giving up Wooden. They traded him away. But they brought in Hargrave, and I'm hoping that pans out. They're a little thin at pass rusher. They're a little thin at corner. They drafted a corner. I kind of like the pick, actually. It was a second rounder because they didn't have a first from the Micah trade. Unfortunately, our team's kind of my team's become like a stars or scrubs team. We're kind of banking on Micah getting healthy. We lost our best defensive lineman last year, Wyatt. I think it was an ACL as well. And Tucker Kraft. We got 3 of our key guys coming off of big injuries.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, if we are 500 or above the first 10 games, look out, because I think if any of those guys get healthy, it's going to be a scary roster. Jacobs he's got some offseason crap, and he was hurt down the stretch. We're a little thin at certain positions, but I got to say, I really like the growth I saw from Jordan Love last year. He made less mistakes. I just want to see him stay freaking healthy. Offensive line wasn't great. It's a weird team where, like, if important pieces stay healthy, I think we're a dangerous roster, especially if Micah gets healthy. But we're a little thin at DB. We're a little thin at running back. We brought in Tyrod Taylor at QB to back up Love after Malik went to Miami. Good for him.
That's a great move. I didn't know that.
I don't know how it's going to pan out with their lack of receivers, but he looked great last year. I like my team. I've got some questions. I think I'd like to see them make a move in one of the 2 directions. They've been the 7 seed 3 years in a row. I'd like to not be the freaking 7 seed again. 3 years in a row, man. And I'm like, can we move up or down? And I feel like they kind of stagnated in growth areas last year, and I need to see some guys take some steps. Like we let Rashawn Gary go, and I'm fine with it because he was overpaid to me. But we're a little thin at pass rusher now, so they drafted a few kids. They drafted a guy in the 4th round who looks good. It's just going to depend on the stars getting healthy, and if a few guys I need to develop, like say a Matthew Golden and a couple of the rookies.
They got to have Golden do something. He's got to do
Golden's got to do something because Reed and Watson are made of glass. I don't think they're going to stay healthy. So Ken Golden, and they drafted that kid from TCU last year, Savion. Can they develop?
Yeah.
And they showed some flashes last year. Golden showed flashes in that playoff game, actually. So that's what's going to come down to. I think I'm looking at like a 10-win team. Best case, everybody gets healthy early. Tough schedule, like 12 wins. Worst case, probably like 8-9. Love and LaFleur are too good to me to let this team sink any further than that. So worst case, probably 8-9. Best case, probably 12. So I'll settle in the middle. I think the over under is 10.
Well, here's the benefit too.
Like
they play the AFC East and the NFC South.
So how do we have the toughest schedule then? That's wild to me. Is it because I'm playing in the NFC North? Like, how is that the toughest schedule? The NFC South is. I'm sorry.
Well, the AFC East is a joke.
Yeah, like you got wins. The Jets and Dolphins should both be wins. As many good picks as the Jets and Dolphins had, those 2 teams are going to suck. If you can clear Buffalo, then you've already done well against that division. Or if you can beat the Patriots.
The Packers outside of that, they got to play the Rams, the Texans, and the Cowboys. So that's
brutal.
Dallas.
It's in Green Bay, fortunately, but that offense, and they made a lot of defensive picks. Dallas could, I hate to admit it, could actually be decent this year.
No, we're not going to have that kind of talk on this show.
I'm hoping not. I like their offense a lot.
But I think that's their. So yeah, they got the AFC East and the NFC South, and then the Packers specifically got to play the Cowboys, the Rams, and the Texans out of division and out of that little.
So I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to pick my team to win the division with 11 wins.
Whoa. Okay.
I shouldn't, but let's have some fun. F it. I'll probably do it with Med too. I'm sure he'll pick the Bears. I'm tired of not winning the division. It's been like
I'm going to go ahead and put that. So here's this little stat. So the favorite is actually the Lions to win the division. They're
In
plus
some, it's
180.
like
I think that has to do with the schedule, though.
It's been so weird. The Packers were the favorite. Now Lions are. It's been like back and forth. It's weird.
Because the Lions are going to have to play the Cardinals. Win. They suck.
I know. We play them next year. I was like,
They get to play the Titans, and they get to play the Giants.
Yeah, that's why.
So that's
and the
like,
Bears, I think, have one of the toughest schedules too. The Bears.
Yep, they get to play the Bears are going to play out of division. They get the Seahawks in Seattle. Holy smokes! They
Good
get
luck.
the Jags, and then they get the who's the other one? The Seahawks, the Jags, and the Eagles. There you go.
That's tough.
You look at the Lions schedule, it's like I see why they're favored now. You get
But
the AFC's
that Lions defense can't stay healthy. And did they get the right coordinators? Like, we lost our defensive coordinator, but the Lions really regressed last year after they lost those two. And the Lions did lose Montgomery, and that ain't nothing. Like, they've still got a scary offense.
Wait, didn't they bring in?
They brought in Pacheco.
I was like, no, I was sitting there thinking Algier, but I think he went to Arizona.
He went to Arizona to share carries with Connor.
He's like, I'm going to be
and then they drafted Love. And my dad actually managed to trade Trey Benson for a first or second round pick before the draft.
Genius.
My buddy was pissed. I was like, yeah, sorry, buddy.
That's genius. But that stay away from that running back room. I don't care what Jordan Love or Jeremiah Love. Like, that's the Cardinals' backfield is a disaster. It's a disaster. I mean, it's good for them because they're going to have plenty of people to tote the rock. But
if Love's good, I was talking to a buddy. It really depends on if you've got decent QB play in the offensive line. But so yeah, I'm gonna, because my computer, I forgot my charger. It's at 30. So okay, I got the Packers. Who do you think wins the division, man?
Well,
you can be fair.
Honestly, I think it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be the Lions. I don't. The Vikings are out
between Lions and Packers because I think
the Vikings out of here. But I think it's going to be the Lions only because I think those 3 games that are going, it's going to make a difference that they get to play those 3 games and the Packers have to play a freaking gauntlet.
Exactly.
But yeah, so there's also a bet that you can make. Will a team go 6-0 in the division? The most likely to do that, they're saying, is the Lions. I don't believe that.
See, I don't believe that at all. I think it's either Green Bay or Chicago because Detroit struggles away from home. And if that defense is banged up second half of the season, like it always seems like it always is, then how in the heck are they going to go 6-0 in the division and go win in Green Bay or Chicago? I got to look. The Lions, I got to know when they come to.
I'll tell you. I got it right here. The Lions.
When do they go to Green Bay and when do they go to?
They go to Green Bay last game of the year.
See, that's bad for them because if we're healthy, that's going to be tough unless we're playing for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, to me, if we're in the hunt, you don't want to play a second half of the season because Mike is going to come back week 9 or 10. And if he's full steam by like week 13 or 14.
I was going to say, it'll take him a couple weeks to get.
Yeah, like it did with Watson last year. He came back week, I think, 8 or 10, and he started rolling like week 13.
Yeah.
So if he's rolling like a month in, I think we're going to be a really tough December team to play.
Yeah.
Because last year when he was healthy, our defense was top 5.
Side note for the Chiefs, their schedule to open the season is a complete joke. You don't have to look it up, but they're going to be like 2-2 or 3-1, and they're not going to need Mahomes. Remember, they have Justin Fields. They're not going to need Mahomes.
I'm going to be interested to see how Fields does if he can earn himself a job for 27.
They're all saying Mahomes is going to be back to start the season. I think he's going to come back midway through the year, but just because of their schedule sucks.
Do you think he's working the pup?
They might. They should.
You shouldn't rush him back. He's too important.
Not with their schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, not to go back.
4 games. Let him get his legs because he does. He's not a Jared Goff. He's not a stationary dude. He still moves and even though he's not like running as much as Jackson or Allen, he's moving around, and that's one of the reasons that offense even stays decent sometimes is because he's using his legs. So
yeah. Well, they start with the Monday night game against the Broncos at home. So it's like, oh, that's the one everybody wants. But then after that, they get the Colts at home. Who cares? They don't know who their quarterback is. Then they go play the Dolphins, and then they play the Raiders. Like, they could be 3-1, and they'll be fine by the time he gets back.
That's a good point.
Like, so why Why would they rush him back?
That's going to be very interesting.
Right? I mean, they don't need. They can.
Mhm.
You go 3-1 or 2-2. You're fine. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
The teams to pass their win total, I think the Bears are going to get to 10. I think the Packers are going to get to 11.
Yep. So
I've
that's what
got
I was.
2 there.
Okay. So what was I about to do? Oh yeah. All right. So the Bears are 9.5. That's their win total. Sorry. The Lions are 10.5. The Vikings are 8.5. That's an under for sure. They're going to suck. And the Packers are 9.5. So Bears and Packers 9.5. Lions 10.5. Vikings 8.5. Who's
Wait,
gonna?
wait. Are the Packers 9.5?
Yeah. Well, no, they should be 10.5, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they're 10.5, I think.
Yeah.
I was looking at Fox Sports.
I hit the wrong button, and it was
No, you're good. I was curious too. Yeah, they're 10.5.
It's
I'm going
10
to
and a
go
half.
over.
For the Packers?
They've only gone. Yeah, I think they're going to win 11. I'm going to just be biased. They have the
Okay.
third hardest schedule, but they've got them at 10.5. I think they go hot down the stretch. We're going to see. I don't know, man. They do have a tough schedule. Playing Buffalo is going to be hard. Houston, their defense can be, they're still got that lethal defense. That's going to be tough. So
I want to say the Lions, but I'm sitting here like, golly, dude, that's a lot to trust.
I think the Bears could too. I think the Bears
could. I just think
I think they can clear 9.5, even though they're not going to take anybody by surprise. But
No.
they were winning a lot of last-second games last year. If they're just a more steady team, they're going to be tough to beat.
They got the Eagles, the Seahawks, and their defense was awful last year. It was so bad.
Yeah.
The Bears. So I don't know. If I had to pick one over under, I hate picking the Bears, but I'm going to pick the Bears.
No, you're good. I was thinking 2, honestly, but
I think it's between the Packers and the Bears. Yes, everybody loves the Lions and their talent and all this, but they lost a lot, dude. And
they did. And
just because you bring in all that offensive line help doesn't mean it's going to work.
The defense has been not very good if you look at it, honestly. And they should be better with all the talent they have, but Hutchinson's been banged up, and they seem like their secondary is always hurt. So I don't know how much
about this new OC. Like, is Dan Campbell just going to take the play calling again, or what are we going to do there? Is he just every time he gets mad, he just takes the play calling?
Yeah, and they poured on against bad defenses. They struggled against us hard. I mean, Micah was awesome in that game, but they struggled against us. And I love Gibbs and I love St. Brown and Laporta and JMO and even Tesla. They got a lot of weapons, but is it going to translate to wins? Where were they last year? 9-8? I don't know.
Yeah,
I see it around that record again. I don't know.
It's a division that's going to cannibalize itself, really.
Yeah, it kind of is. That's one of the problems. It's a lot of solid teams. Even Minnesota, if Murray's decent or JJ figures it out, they're going to be tough. Yeah. They got a lot of weapons on offense.
They're going to play Murray. They're going to play Kyler Murray. They're not.
I think so too. Until October 31st when he starts sucking, early November, and then JJ will get it.
Call of Duty releases.
Yeah, and it's mid-October this year, so it'll release mid-October. He'll start tailing off around Halloween, and then JJ will start from early November on.
2-quarterback system.
Okay, but then maybe that'll be perfect. JJ can sit, watch. Maybe that'll be what he needs. We'll find
out. All right, this is a question. We're going up from the bottom. Let's more likely 21 defensive total points allowed. Last year, here's what happened. The Green Bay Packers allowed 18.7 points a game. That was 4th best in the NFL. Mm-hmm. The Chicago Bears allowed 24.4 points a game. That was 3rd worst in the NFL.
That's why I think they're going to regress. That's why I think the Bears are going to regress record-wise because they didn't – yeah. They lost some pieces too.
What's more likely, that the Packers get under 21 or the Bears get closer to 21 points per game?
I think it's actually both close, but since I'm rolling with my Packers to win the division, I think they can – I like the Gannon. I'm just going to be biased here. I like the Gannon. You wanted the bias.
I wanted. Go ahead.
He's going to be aggressive and blitz, and hopefully that is good for our defense. They brought in some young talent. I like the Franklin pick. Hargrave could be decent in the defensive tackle spot. I'm hoping Cisse can be good at DB. That's the big thing. But my defense is like a splash play defense, but if they can just hold water till Micah comes back and not be as terrible as they were the last 5 games and the end of that playoff game, I like their chances, man, because they got a lot of young talent. If they can come out hungry, if they're even close to that before Micah comes back, that's going to be scary because when he comes back, that's going to make that defense much better.
I'm with you. I think it's going to be really hard for the Bears playing the schedule. They did that against a terrible schedule last year.
Yeah,
I think
their defense is gonna hold them back. They might be like an 8-9 team and piss people off because they've got a solid offense with a great running game, but they're gonna need that running game to keep their defense off the field because I don't see it with that defense.
I trust, even though Hafley's gone, I still trust the Packers more because I've seen him do it. This Ben Johnson fire wagon offense where you're going for it on fourth down and I don't know. I don't trust the Bears to get closer to 20. Basically, what we're saying is, are the Packers going to regress some, or are the Bears going to get better in defense? I think the Packers are going to regress some, but not enough to get them over the 21 points per game. I think they'll be around 20 and a half, I would say.
And that's still solid. I'd be okay. If they're around 20 and a half and the offense is decent, they're going to be solid because I think they're going to be a much better defensive team in December than in September.
What coach would have the hottest seat in this division?
This is a hot take. Even though I'm picking the Packers, I wanted LaFleur gone after that playoff game. I was pissed. That was awful coaching.
Collapse.
He looked scared when we were up by 2 scores, and he looked like they continuously do that. He takes his foot off the gas. Love does a little too. Love does as well.
England in the World Cup.
You can't play like this. I'm tired of this crap. I don't need the most aggressive coach in the world, but come on, man. You had that game. You were definitely the better team again, even without Micah. And it was awful coaching, and it was playing not to lose. And you played with a team that it was the cardiac Bears. It was like playing Argentina. They come back. Awful. You can't do it. If the Packers suck this year, they just re-upped them. So it shouldn't be LaFleur, but I think KOC's got a built-in excuse with the QBs.
Yeah.
I don't think the Lions are going to fire Campbell, even if they miss the playoffs again. They love him, but that could be hot. There's no way, even if the Bears suck, Johnson will be fine because he was great last year. So it probably is either Green Bay or Detroit. I'm going to go LaFleur if they suck.
I love it. You're putting his feet to the fire.
I got to hold somebody accountable. I'll be biased, but I hate scapegoating coaches because Love wasn't great in the second half. But you can't tell me the biggest culprit of losing the game is the dude who had 320 yards, 4 TDs, and 0 picks in a playoff game. He had a bad third quarter, but the defense had a massive collapse and the coaching was terrible.
Yeah.
That's just what happened.
I think O'Connell. I think there's too many. There's too many instances. I mean, look at Shanahan. He did it with Mac Jones. He did it with Sam Darnold. His guys go down, and what do? They make the playoffs. You're supposed to be in the Shanahan realm, but even though, how many times are you going to get a chance to prove yourself?
That's a good point.
I think Kevin O'Connell, I'm not saying get fired. This is hot seat. Will the questions start coming in the offseason? Should they move on?
Ooh.
Right? You know what I mean? Because the direction
they're
going.
For him because it's GM moves. They keep letting their QBs go. They let Kirk Cousins go and they let Darnold go. It's
That's what I'm saying. Well, they fired that GM, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know.
Because O'Connell's a good coach, man.
Somebody, if he goes elsewhere, he'll probably do really well, but it's just the Vikings, that's
might be
I'm saying that simply because I don't trust the Vikings franchise.
I don't know about Penix. Yeah, I don't trust the Vikings franchise at all. It depends on how Penix does, but Stefanski in Atlanta could do really well there because they've got some talent on offense at least. And if they can figure it out with Penix, I could see that team being in a weak division.
They just need to be smart. They just need to be. It's the NFC South. They need to be smart.
You're going up against Tyler Shuck and the Saints.
And Bryce Young.
To me, just
manage the game better.
You run Bijan, and you should win.
Okay. Here's one. Which wide receiver or pass catcher will reach their over/under receiving yards? Will it be Rome Odunze, who? Hold on, where are we at? The Bears. Rome Odunze, 799.5.
Mm-hmm.
Will it be Jameson Williams at 899.5? Will it be Justin Jefferson, 1149.5? Or will it be Christian Watson at 799.5?
I like the Watson over under. I think I got to go JMO because he's done it the last couple of years. He's been over 1,000 yards. He's a boomer bust guy though, but you wouldn't think it. Like I was looking at stats, prepping for my fantasy drafts, and you wouldn't think it looking at the guy, but I'm going to go back. Detroit. He's been pretty steady with 1,000 yards the last couple of years.
Jameson Williams?
Yeah, he had 1,100 last year at 7 TDs.
Wow.
Off of only 65 catches. I think he was over 1,000 the year before, too.
That seems like a deal then, doesn't it?
Yeah, like they got a lot of targets, and I like the Tesla. He started looking solid Tesla when he got the ball. Let me look at JMO. Hold on. JMO, he was at 1,000. So he went from one catch his rookie year, that one TD, if you remember, it was awesome. Then the next year he plays 12 games, only 350, and then way under the radar. In 24, he had 1,001 yards, 7 TDs.
Well, he was coming off the ACL injury. Remember?
And then 1,100 yards. Yeah, and then 1,100 yards last year. And I think that's a huge bargain. So I got to give you a non-biased answer. I'm going to go JMO. That's a huge. I want to say Watson, but he's made a class. I like the Justin Jefferson, but I don't know about the QB play. And Rome, I actually think Luther Burden's going to be better than him. And they of course
love Luther Burden. He was
the Packers are taking Burden, man. They should have. I was like, take Burden, and they took a receiver.
He's on there.
I wasn't so pissed.
Burden's at 824.5, so DraftKings likes that too. They like Luther Burden to do better.
I love that pick. I think
that's why I put Odunze in there because I was like, I would take Burden over everybody.
I think the Bears and the Packers offenses are going to be ones where there's so many weapons, they just spread the wealth and they're going to cannibalize each other in fantasy.
Yeah.
So I like the running games. I think Jacobs going to have a bounce back year. He tends to do that. He goes up and down. I like both the running games. I like the tight ends on both teams. I don't love the receivers for fantasy.
I like Jameson Williams too. I'm with you. I think.
Yeah.
I think the Lions are going to have to score, and they're going to have to throw the ball all over the place.
I mean, Goff, we thought he had a bad year last year. He still had 34 TDs and 8 picks.
Yeah.
No running at all, but 4,500 yards and 34 TDs is a subpar season.
Yeah, for an off year.
68%. He's a great system QB.
He is. Which quarterback will surpass their over/under in touchdown passes?
Ooh, I like this.
Okay. Caleb Williams is at 24.5.
Okay.
Jared Goff is at 29.5. The Vikings don't even have one because they don't know who their quarterback is on DraftKings. And Jordan Love is 20. Okay. Jordan Love's 24.5.
Jordan Love's 24.5.
24.5. I think we're both going the same direction here.
Goff was 29.5.
29.5. And Caleb Williams was 24.5.
Okay, so Goff the last 3 years, 29, 30, 37, 34. So that stood out to me. And I see why they have Love down because he misses time. Jordan Love, his first few years, he was at, because his first year, he was great. He's played 3 years. He was at 32 and then 25 and then 23, but he missed 2 and part of another game. So like 3 games the last 2 years. He really missed like 3. So he was down to 6 picks. That's why I liked his play this last year. And his completion percentage went up. He doesn't run anymore. I want him to, but he's making less mistakes with the ball. I think I'm going to go with the, let me see. What was Caleb's?
24.5.
How many TDs did he throw last year? He's had 2 years. And Caleb Williams, he had 20 TDs first year and then 27. Damn, I like that too. No. I'll give you a Bears prop. We'll go with Caleb.
Oh my, come on.
I want to say honestly, if Love's healthy, he clears it easy. If he plays 17 games, he's clearing that in 2 seconds. He'll get to at least 28.
I'm gonna shot. I think
I like the Goff one. I like the Love one too.
Go
I like all 3, man. I think like you're not looking at like the strongest.
I think you could bet all 3 of these in a parlay. Quite honestly,
I actually I'm not a gambling man, but you should play all 3. I like it because Love stays healthy. Caleb could easily clear that. They're going to run a lot, but he's got a lot of targets. They did let DJ Moore go, but he's got a lot of guys to throw the ball to. Swift is not a bad pass catcher, but you got Loveland and Kmet and Roman Burden, and they drafted a kid. Mm-hmm. The Lions, they're going to sling it all over the place. I'll be shocked if Goff, he should get to 30. Like,
Yeah,
and they lost Montgomery. So
yeah.
you could argue all three. And once they make a prop for the Vikings, if you parlayed all four, the only defense that was even decent last year was Green Bay's. The other three were not very good. So
Right.
I think there's a chance all four could clear the TD totals once they come out.
What a show, man. That's
You went golf. This was fun, man.
I went golf because I'm just like, they're gonna have to throw. I picture them throwing the football a lot because their defense sucks. So he's done it at what, 3 years in a row? Why not 4? I would pick Jordan Love too. Like I wouldn't be scared to pick Jordan Love either.
What was it? It was 23.5?
24.5.
Yeah, see, that seems easy to me.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
He was just under it last year. It's only the injuries. If he can just stay healthy, their offensive line is a concern. So was the Bears was until they beefed it up, and the Lions inside of their line, and they've lost some pieces. So yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm going to screenshot this like I normally do. And then
I want to see what the other guys do. You got to send it to me after they do it.
I'll let you know. They hold on, let me get this on this. There we go. So I have it saved. I'll send it to you. I should have put their receiving yards. What was it? 899.5. I think it was 899.5.
Yeah. Something like that. It was way under where he was at last year. That's why I was like, the problem is the Lions have a lot of guys too. And Gibbs is a heck of a receiver. He had more catches than JMO. So JMO's really boomer bust because he only had 65 catches, but he made it into 1,100 yards. I think they're going to be able to do it again because you got to worry about Gibbs and St. Brown over the middle, and even Laporta he was banged up and he wasn't that great, but you still have him to worry about. And I think Tesla's going to get better and better.
Yeah, I love Tesla. He's awesome.
That Montgomery loss, I think they're going to feel it though. We'll see how Pacheco is.
Yeah, Pacheco's
banged up. Man.
All right, man. That's what a show. This
was fun.
It was. I'm gonna put your LinkTree down in the comments and in the show description about where to find all your stuff. But I'll flash your stuff up here one more time.
I know it was hard to rebrand it. I almost didn't want to change the name, but I was like, I want to talk some other sports.
Make it what you want, dude.
I've been itching to talk some UFC and NBA for a while. Yeah. Heck, even World Cup. This has been fun. I've been watching a lot of it. So
love it.
That's a new logo. It's just I just have I have a 21. That's it. But yeah, man, Tuesdays, we're moving to Tuesdays.
Love it. That'll get you time to recap Monday night and some of the other games and then preview all the other stuff. So
that starts actually, I put August, but we're gonna kick it off this week. I've got a fantasy IDP guy coming on, and then I've got a huge dynasty draft next week. So yeah.
Give the people what they want, dude.
Yeah, man. Millie Goats.
And then follow us on all the other socials. And
you're on TikTok? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. I do some stuff on. We have we put stuff on everything, so we're everywhere.
I'm gonna go. I don't know if I knew you were on there.
Yeah. So
cool, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hit the music and everybody enjoy this non-football period and go get some things done that you needed to get done. And also, I'm mad at StreamYard right now because the overlay settings they have are already Halloween and it's only July. So we gotta stop that. But yeah, dude.